Welcome all of you to grade 7 science class. We are going to continue the lesson Animal Diversity part 2. In the first part of this lesson, we discussed how to classify animals into simple groups and we learned to categorize them in a scientific way as vertebrates and invertebrates. Let us discuss how the animals have adapted to the environment that they are living in. Adaptations of organisms to the environment. You all know that organisms are living in various kinds of environments, such as water, land, atmosphere, and even inside other organisms. Some of them can survive in harsh environments like snow, deep sea, deserts, and in hot water springs too. So we clearly see they have overcome those difficult environmental conditions too. It is done by adapting to the environment that they are living in. What is meant by adaptations? The ability of organisms to adapt to their living environment is called adaptations. You all know predator is an animal who depend on other animals as their food habit. Preys are the weaker ones who become the food of the predators. Adaptations help both predators and preys to survive in their environment. Weaker ones can protect from predators and predators can hide and catch prey easily. You should know all the preys and predators are needed to maintain the balance in a particular ecosystem. And as the animals are adapted in their body shape to the environment they live, it becomes easy for them to locomote or move from one place to another place effectively. Let us do a simple activity to identify the importance of color for the existence of animals in their environment. You will need 20 toothpicks or equals, each from brown, green, red, white and blue. So altogether you need 100 toothpicks. Let's see the procedure of the activity. First, color the 20 toothpicks, each from brown, green, red, white and blue. Then spread the toothpicks in a lawn, that means in a grassy area, randomly. And ask someone to pick up the toothpicks within 2 minutes. Then count and see the toothpicks of which color was collected least. After that, collect all the toothpicks and spread them randomly on a gravel floor and follow the same procedure. Here I have tabulated the observations. We did the activity in 2 backgrounds, and here are the number of toothpicks and their color in the 2 attempts. You can see brown color toothpicks are the least collected ones in the gravel floor, and the green color toothpicks are the least collected in the grassy area. So that, what is the conclusion we can come with these results? Can we use real organisms for this practical? No. So we assume that these toothpicks are animals. At a glance, we can't identify the toothpicks which matches with the color of the background. So you can say when the background color matches with the body color of the animals, it becomes difficult to identify them separately from the environment. This is the term we use for that, camouflage. Let's see the definition. The difficulty to identify animals separately from their surroundings due to the blending of the body color to a particular environment. For example, look at this picture. Can you identify an organism here? Yes. There's a soldier. Here you can see. At a glance, you can't identify him because he's camouflaged to hide from enemies. Look at these pictures carefully. If you look closely, you will identify some organisms there. What is the animal you see in the first picture? It's a moth. Can you see a large spot like an eye on its wings? It is also an adaptation shown by it to scare the predators and chase them away. Can you identify the second animal here? It's a leaf insect. Can you see its body? It exactly looks like a leaf of a plant. Next one is an owl. It is a predator which prey on animals like rats. What is the next animal? If you look closely, you will see a leopard. Next one is a squirrel. Last one is a chameleon. Its green color body matches with its environment. In page number 82, you can see some other animals who are camouflaged. There's an assignment in page number 83 of your textbook. Complete the given table and see whether the color of the environment matches with the body color of the animal. Let me relate an interesting story to you. Biston betularia was a moth species, lived in Manchester town in England. They were in two colors as white and black. They were nocturnal, that means active during the night time, and they were on the trees during the daytime. There was white color lichen grown on the barks of the trees in a larger amount. The black colored moths easily became the prey of the predators as they were clearly visible in the white color background. White colored moths were not preyed easily as they were camouflaged on the white color lichen. After several years, there was an industrial revolution. Lot of vehicles and factories came to the city. Due to that, the air was polluted. There was lot of soot in the surrounding. The black color soot began to deposit on the barks of the trees. So black color moths could easily get rid of the predators, and the population of white colored moths was rapidly increased. This is one of the world famous stories to identify the importance of camouflaging of animals. I hope it's an interesting story for you. Let's do a simple activity to identify the importance of the shape for the existence of animals. You will need some pods of ladies' fingers, 2 pieces of thread about 50 centimeters, 2 lumps of clay and pins. First you have to get 2 pods of ladies' fingers and cut the end parts of them. Then keep them attached and tie using some sellotape. Take another pod and cut a cylindrical shape as shown in the diagram. Take 2 lumps of clay of similar size and tie them to the structures you prepared using the thread and the pins. Then make the 2 forms of prepared ladies' fingers to float on a tray filled with water. Finally, observe and record the speed of the 2 forms. You will clearly see the streamlined shape arrives to the end of the tray first in all the attempts, as it has moved faster than the cylindrical form one. We can apply this to the living world too. Streamline shaped animals move faster through water than the animals of other shapes. For example, you can see this body shape in birds and fish. You can clearly see how birds and fish have adapted well to locomote effectively by their body shape. Their streamlined shape helps them to move through air and water without putting much effort, so that we can say they are well adapted to the environment they live. Here is the summary of what we discussed so far. Various changes occur in organisms to suit and survive in their habitat are called adaptations. Organisms are well adapted to live in their environment with body color and shape. Animals like leaf insects, moths, leopards, owls, etc. are camouflaged to the environment they are living in, so that predators can prey the weaker ones easily and prey can hide from the predators. Animals like birds and fish are adapted respectively to the aquatic and aerial mode of life by the streamlined body shape. I hope that you gathered some knowledge about the wonderful adaptations shown by various animals. Thank you very much for joining the class.